boaters who have fixed fuel systems or enclosed compartments and gasoline on board are required to have a Type B1, minimum of a Type B1 fire extinguisher, and sometimes more depending on the size of the boat. Some of the things that you need to pay attention to with fire extinguishers is the gauge. This shows the state of charge. In this case, you can see this one is discharged. This would not operate and would not be an acceptable device. This device here you can see has the needle in the green. It shows it being fully charged. Now it's important to remember if you ever have to deploy a fire extinguisher, first of all, that there is a safety catch that prevents it from being accidentally discharged. So step one is to pull the safety catch and then approach the fire. We recommend that if you're approaching a fire on board your boat, that you stay low, stay well balanced, and stay upwind of the flames. When you discharge the fire extinguisher, you should discharge it at the base of the flame and sweep back and forth in a sweeping motion until it goes out, and then be prepared for a relight. Sometimes, depending on what the material is, it will relight and start again. You need to keep doing that until you can get the fire extinguished. If you have a fire on board your boat and you have more than one person on board, someone should be calling the Coast Guard and notifying them that you have a fire on board and ask them to stand by. You can tell them if you get the fire put out, but the first thing you should do is notify folks that you have a fire on board. You have a true emergency when you have a fire on board your boat. All right, we'll demonstrate the technique for putting out a fire with a Type B1. Please burn. Gonna burn? Okay. Once again, when you're going to attack a fire, you have a fire on board your boat, the first thing you need to do is to pull the safety catch off and be prepared to arm your fire extinguisher. Then approach the fire in a low crouch position with good balance, upwind. Sweep the fire extinguisher back and forth at the base of the flames, and stand by and be prepared for a relight in case that comes off again. If you have successfully extinguished the fire, it's always appropriate to have someone stand by and keep an eye on the source of the fire in case it does reignite. Again, if you have a fire on board your boat, you should contact the Coast Guard on Channel 16 on the Marine radio, advise them of your situation. If you get it put out and you can successfully get underway again once you correct the problem, then advise them of that. Important to remember that the dry chemical in these fire extinguishers is corrosive and will damage electronics. If you have a boat with a large electronic suite on it, I would recommend that you carry a CO2 fire extinguisher in the compartment where the electronics are located. If you have an electronic fire, we recommend you use CO2 as opposed to the dry chemical. If you do use dry chemical, there's a very good chance you'll damage the circuit boards in your electronics. In any event, if you do have to use this device, you need to clean your electronics immediately after use.